Hello, my name is Bryson Anderson, and I will be doing a presentation on the Heian period from 794 to 1185 CE for my Japanese 290 class. Let's get into it. This is the layout of Japan prior to the 1600s, so basically this includes the Heian period. And this shows a layout of where most of the clans were and where everything was. During this time, it's considered the classical age when the court power was at its zenith and aristocratic culture flourished. Heian period is the longest of the accepted divisions of Japanese history. It covered almost 400 years. The Heian period opened in 794 with the building of a new capital, Heian-kyo. This was later turned into Kyoto. The Heian period closed in 1185 when the struggle for hegemony among the warrior families resulted in the victory of Minamoto no Yoritomo, and most political initiatives devolved into his hands at his headquarters at Kamakuro. Two of the underlying assumptions seem to govern the historiography of Heian Japan. First, there is a sense that the period represents a privatization of the political and economic institutions of the state. They tried to import public authority of an omnipotent emperor. This came from China that they tried to do. The familial authority reasserted itself in the Heian times. The Shoin system, the retired sovereigns with familial ties, feudal warrior bands, royal and noble houses. So basically you were born into your position as opposed to earning it. A second and related concept is that Heian Japan represents a return to native traditions. The form of religious expression seemed to be more Japanese during this time. And during this time, there was a kana-based syllabary. Native literature blossomed because of this, and Japanese culture flourished. Early Heian, from 794 to 887, focused on, it was considered the capital for 10,000 reigns. It focused on the reigns of Kamu to Uda. And the period 887 to 967, this considered the second subdivision of Heian Japan, is the 80-year period in which Emperors Uda and Daigo were able to exercise considerable power without the influence of Fujiwara regents. The period 967 to 1068, this is considered the third subdivision of Heian times, is the era that most Japanese associate with the period as a whole. The roughly 100-year period from the mid-10th through the mid-11th centuries, which represented the zenith of Fujiwara power and as well as the cultural flourishing of the court. The next period is the final one, the Insei, from 1068 to 1185. The final 120 years of the Heian period are normally referred to as the Insei, characterized by the shift of state power into the hands of three successive retired emperors. The references I used, the main one was A Companion to Japanese History by Tsutsui W. and Keen D. And this concludes the presentation. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you have any comments or questions, put them down in the channel. Thank you.